Today we're going to teach you how to present a replacement window in the home. In order to do that, we're going to utilize our Elite Series window to help you go through that process and learn more how to present in the home. It is very important that you connect with the consumer and understand their needs and why they're looking to replace windows. And sometimes there may not be a need, but inevitably you're going to have to go through the features and benefits of the window to try to create that need, create that demand, to create that sale. And it's important that you do it consistent time and time again and you learn that process. For the purposes of our presentation today, we'll be utilizing a window and we'll also be utilizing the components from our pitch kit to show the features and benefits of the window. Now, as you set up and you get ready to demonstrate, it's always important to put some sort of cloth on the table or a towel so that you protect the surface. Make sure you do that each and every time. And as you go through the window and demonstrate it, remain consistent. In this situation, we're going to teach you how to start from the exterior of the window first, then move to the jamb of the window, and then to the front of the window. So in 3 series, you'll be able to explain this window consistently each and every time to help you increase the chances of your sales. As you begin your presentation, you're going to begin with the exterior of the window. Now, on this particular product here, we have many features that we can talk about. We can talk about the beveled frame, the screen, the sill, the equal sight lines, the lock, the reinforcement in the product in and of itself, and the foam insulation. But there's different features to talk about with each one of those different characteristics of the window. So when you look at this window here, we have a very nice beveled exterior on the window. So it provides for more aesthetics and street value and helps increase and raise the value of your home. When you look at the screen here, this screen is an extruded screen frame. That means it's very rigid, very durable. Over time, it's going to hold up with the strength and durability as opposed to a roll form screen. So make sure that you understand the difference between the two of those. Also, understand the warranty structure on the screen and on the window itself. Does the screen on your particular product have a lifetime warranty? Understand if it does or does not. As we move along and we take a look at the sill structure of the window, does the window have a continuous slope sill and no weep holes? In other words, water is going to directly run off here without having to run into a cavity of the window. And the reason why we can do that is because we have a very high sill dam and we have an air and water deflector on this product line that helps deflect air and wind away from the window, so therefore you don't have weep holes where the water can drain out. In addition, when looking at the window, we have equal sight lines. The sashes are equal, mimicking that wood window that you're replacing today. In addition to that, the lock. When you look at certain windows, can you see the lock from the exterior? Can you see if it's locked or unlocked? That's a security feature to the product in and of itself. Does your product currently have that feature on the window? As you utilize the corner cut from your sample kit, you will see that this particular corner cut on this window has foam insulation, which helps the insulating value of the window, helps it to perform better. Also, the window has Insulcore, which is rigid polyurethane that's fiberglass reinforced, has the same tensile strength as steel. So you're getting the strength of that product without the conductivity. Also, the window is completely welded throughout the seams. So you're getting a very strong structural bond that an entire window versus another window which may be mechanically fastened, which isn't as strong and can be weaker. The second part of presenting the window is to clearly define the jamb and the importance of that jamb. The jamb on this window is a full 3 1/4 inches in depth. That means it's going to insert perfectly into an existing window opening and completely cover that opening and then be trimmed or finished on the outside or the inside. In addition to that, installation becomes critically important when installing replacement windows. And on our window, we provide 3 jamb jacks. And the purpose of these jamb jacks is they can expand and come out and shim the window, not just in the middle, as some manufacturers may do, but at 3 different spots in the window. And when you have a 60-inch tall window, and if you're just shimming in one spot, you're not going to get that consistent installation as you would with this particular window that has 3 jamb jacks on it. In addition, we are shipping out a head expander to completely fill that gap and void on the top of the window, and also a sill extender on the exterior for that slope sill on the existing window that you're replacing. and that sill extender will come in and cover that gap in between the wood window and the bottom of the vinyl window. And that provides for an excellent installation. The third part of the presentation is to spend some time and really go over the interior of the window. There are a tremendous amount of features here on this product line to talk to with your customer. In order to do that, we'll utilize a window, we'll utilize a corner cut from your parts kit, and we'll also utilize a cross section of your interlock from your parts kit to do that. The first thing you want to make sure to show them is how well and how easy the window operates. Does it operate under a tremendous amount of force or very little force that's there enough to hold the sash up without it falling? This particular window has 6 pounds of operating force, very easy to move up and down. The other thing that you'll notice as we tilt the window in, it's very easy to tilt this window in and to be able to clean it from the inside of the home. You want to tilt that in and demonstrate how you will clean that window by utilizing the tilt latches to tilt the window in. The other thing to point out here is the pivot pins on your sash. These pins lock into the balance shoe to keep the sash frame close to the mains frame so that the weather stripping works. That's very important because you don't want your jambs to bow and air to come in through your window. As part of the operating of the window, you'll also notice we use a constant force balance, and that's a coil balance on the product line. There are many different types of balances out there, but this one doesn't need any adjusting, no lubricating. It's very much like a seat belt in your car. No matter how, if you're 200, 150, or 80 pounds, that seat belt is always at constant force, constant tension. No matter where I put this sash on the window, it's always at constant force, constant tension. You'll also notice that we use balance covers on the window. It gives it a very nice aesthetic look so that when it's shut, you have a nice clean reveal across the entire product line. The lift rails themselves are ergonomically designed and they are extruded. They're part of the sash. They will not pull out over time as they're part of that sash overall itself. And if you look at the weather stripping on the window, this window has many contact points of weather stripping on it. Anywhere where a sash frame meets a main frame, you'll have weather stripping, and anywhere where a sash meets a sash, you'll have weather stripping. So on this window, you have dual weather stripping all over the window on all the sash parts. Up in the head of the window, you have dual weather stripping, and then on the bottom of the sill of the window, you have 1, 2 contact points of weather stripping on there as well. So as you review this product line and you look at overall contact points, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 contact points of weather stripping to help keep air out of the window. What also does that is the interlock right here, how we fully interlock both sashes. And you can clearly see that by utilizing the corner or the interlock section right here. And this interlock section will show you how it has a knife edge interlock, and those two parts come together very cleanly and lock to help keep air out of the product. Also as well, you'll notice the reinforcement here at the meeting rail where we have the Insulcore polyurethane fiberglass reinforcement in there to help maintain and keep the strength and integrity at that meeting rail to help eliminate and keep air out of the window. After you're done explaining the features of the interior of the window, you then want to start talking about the glass. 80% of the window is made up of glass, so it's very important to explain a few features about that, and you can even utilize your parts kit or a parts kit and a light kit to be able to demonstrate the window and how the glass performs. In this particular window, it has low E and argon included in the window. Low E is a reflective coating, silver oxide, many layers, that'll help reflect either the UV rays from the exterior from coming into the home, or it'll reflect heat source from inside the home and keep it in the home. The argon in and of itself is a gas, and it's more dense than air, so it slows the transmission of hot or cold through the window. The spacer system that separates both panes of glass in a dual pane window or a triple glazed window can be made up of different materials. On this particular window, we're using an intercept spacer system, which is a metal spacer, but it's U-shaped. And over time, as the window expands and contracts over the seasons, that glass edge will stay tight and you'll eliminate seal failures. But it also helps keep the edge warmer so you don't get condensation. You also have products called super spacer or non-metallic. These are material with a mylar backing. They don't conduct as much as a metal product does for a spacer system and helps warm the edge even more. That means you can put more humidity inside your house and feel comfortable during different seasons. If you wanted to demonstrate this window simply using a light kit, you could order the sample or a sample with low-E and argon in the top and clear glass in the bottom. And it could be very simple as using that light kit to shine it through the top and have the homeowner feel the resistance on the top of the sash and shine that light on the bottom and not feel the resistance or be able to feel the heat on the outside. In addition, you could walk them over to their existing windows and use that heat lamp and put it on their existing window, either inside or out, have them put their hand behind it and feel that radiant heat coming through the window. That's an excellent way of defining the glass and showing how low-E and argon coatings and spacer systems work in a window. When you're done presenting the features of the window, you want to spend some time talking about two additional things. The first one is third-party certification. The second one is how the window performs overall, and there's several ratings on this window. This particular window, from a third-party certification standpoint, has 3 ratings. NFRC, which is the National Fenestration Ratings Council. Up in the head of the window here, you have an AMA label, which is American Architectural Manufacturers Association. And right here on this label as well, you have Energy Star, which is a very well-known consumer third-party certification. So you want to check for those and see if different rating agencies have certified that window that it's met in certain performance standards. There are also some ratings on the window in and of itself. There's a few to pay attention to. Number 1 is design pressure. Design pressure is a mix of air, water, and structural test. The higher the design pressure, the better the window performs. This particular window happens to have a DP60. Most windows in the industry are anywhere from a DP25 to a DP35 in design pressure. The U factor on this window is a 0.29. Again, U factor measures the transmittance of hot or cold through a window. Industry standard is to have a 0.28 in northern sections and in different climates throughout the country. You'll want to check your Energy Star rating in that area to see what U value you want to meet. Solar heat gain measures the amount of solar heat that is gained through the window itself. And the last one is air infiltration rating, or air leakage. If the thermal performance on this window is fantastic, but it's leaking a lot of air, then it's not going to perform to your standards or the consumer standards. So the industry standard is a 0.30, and there's windows varying anywhere from 0.01 up to a 0.30, but still meeting industry standards. So it's important to know what the air performance or air leakage performance is on the windows that you're selling in the home and understand and be able to convey that to the consumer.